This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
Rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, you so know it, and so do I, that it does not matter who the host is. What always has mattered is who in the hell the listeners are. Anyways, we are broadcasting from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM and hanging out with our friends and colleagues over there.
Radio Big. USA, Canada, UK.
Okay, so in case you did not know this, today is Wednesday, November the 6th of 2024, day 311th of the year, and only 55 days to go. Anyways, how are you? How's the last 24 hours or so been for you? Have you seen anything big? Any big news? Anything change? Anything along those lines? Okay, all joking aside. So yesterday was Election Day in the good old U.S. of A. So, I will tell you, because I don't want to lie, I was up till all hours of the night trying to figure out what the hell was going on. So, that's what happened. That's what's going on with me. So let's talk real quick. I hope everything is good and grand inside of your neck of the woods with a lot of love this morning on this lovely Whip 'em Out Wednesday. So as we are hanging out today, let's talk about what we do here. We talk about safety in the news and safety. That's kind of how it goes. And with that being said, we're going to cover some things today about what the hell happened during the election time, because why would we not do that? I mean, come on. How are you not going to cover that information? That information's everywhere at this particular moment in time. So we're going to have to cover some of that info. We're going to cover everything that's going on inside of the world of music and news, but that will happen in hour number 2 and number 3, so don't worry about that. Okay, let's do 2 and 3. So we'll talk about that during that time. And that's it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cover a little bit of everything, because that is always what our show has consisted of. So why would we change it today? So there you go. Are you ready? Because if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. If you're not ready, then I guess I am not ready. That's just kind of the way that it goes. So how are you feeling today? Like, seriously. I mean, it is Whip 'em Out Wednesday, so you can interact with our show. Callinradio.com will be the best way of doing so. Callinradio.com will get you moving and grooving with everything that we have going on inside of the world of the news. No doubt about that whatsoever. So that is some options of some things that you can do by contacting us. Call-in radio, video, audio, and text messaging are all the options that we have available for you if you're so inclined to do so. So keep that in mind as we are talking on this lovely Wednesday. Anyways, with that being said, let's talk a little bit more about some things that are going on today, because you're probably going to want to know what the hell was trending in the overnight. So let's go ahead and do that right now.
Here is what was trending. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so as I look at the trends of the ends, Elon Musk's spending spree continues and troubles on the new tech toys. We'll talk about that in the details. Also, Kristen Cavallari doubles down on her claim that Britney Spears is a clone, and Rihanna wants to grow a Fenty empire. I don't know what that means, but we'll talk about all that. Also, Ryan Reynolds is working on a non-Marvel movie for himself, and Hugh Jackman details some stuff inside of the casting call. Also, Kris Jenner gives grandson Rocky a unique gift for his first birthday, and a money-making scheme for Prince Andrew sort of emerges. We'll talk about that in the details of the Royals. So there you go. A lot of stuff going on this morning. So we're going to talk about some things. We'll get into some main story stuff. I have some people waiting from feature story news that want to talk to you as well about some of the stuff that's happening. So if you are ready to go down the journey, I'm ready to go down the journey, and we can do it all right here as we get to hang out. So what do you think? If you're feeling good about life, let's feel good together. Let's get you some of my friends at Feature Story News, because they're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about this morning. No doubt about that. So let's do that right now with the news here on Radio Big and Safety FM.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Donald Trump has claimed victory in the US presidential election. He's called it a magnificent victory, speaking to his jubilant supporters at campaign headquarters in Florida. It's a second term after a remarkable win that he says will herald a golden age for America.
This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before. And frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance, because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible.
He was joined on stage by his running mate, J.D. Vance.
We just witnessed the greatest political comeback in the history of the United States of America.
It does mark a stunning political comeback from the former president, who becomes the first person in more than 120 years to return to America's highest office following a previous electoral defeat. Benji Hire reports from Washington, D.C.
History is being made here as a twice-impeached former commander-in-chief, a convicted felon, eyes up another term. Donald Trump has drawn clear of Vice President Kamala Harris in the race for the White House. The 78-year-old's remarkable night, indicative of a red wave nationwide, as Americans also voted to flip the Senate from the Democrats to the Republicans. Benji Hire, Washington.
Former chief executive of the Democratic National Committee, Amy Dacey, says Kamala Harris didn't have long to appeal to voters.
I think 100 days is a really hard amount of time to solidify, your bio with people, to get people to know, who you are, then also create that vision for the future that, separates yourself from the administration that you're currently in. So it was a hard road to go. I think they ran an incredible campaign. I think they used the resources they had. Time might have been, their enemy in some of this. It certainly was hard to get to as many people to, convince him moving forward. But there was just challenges. An incumbent presidency, her tied to that when people didn't feel, that they were in a different place. Sometimes economically, some of these issues really kind of played against them, I think, in some of these states.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN. Congratulations have been flowing in for Donald Trump from world leaders. Among them, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi calling him a friend. Ishan Garg reports from New Delhi.
In a social media post, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called it a historic victory for Donald Trump. Though the results are yet to be announced officially, Trump has already addressed his voter base, calling himself their 47th president. Narendra Modi is among the first world leaders to congratulate Trump. Modi said he is looking forward to revitalizing the India-US partnership. He also said together with Trump, he hopes to promote global peace, stability and prosperity. Modi and Trump are widely seen to have had a good relationship, but Trump has also criticized India for benefiting disproportionately in the two countries' trade ties. India-US ties under Trump could improve, say analysts, but Trump's protectionist approach to the US economy could hurt Indian businesses. Ishan Garg, New Delhi.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's congratulated Donald Trump, saying he appreciates his peace through strength approach to global affairs. Megami Lim reports from Kiev.
President Zelensky wrote on X on Wednesday, quote, "We look forward to an era of a strong United States of America under President Trump's decisive leadership." He said, quote, "We rely on continued strong bipartisan support for Ukraine in the United States. Ukrainians, of course, have no choice but to accept whatever outcome of the U.S. elections, but there have long been concerns about whether assistance from the United States, Kiev's biggest backer, will continue under Trump. Trump has in the past said he would bring an end to the war within 24 hours without offering any details on how, raising concerns that Ukraine may end up having to make huge concessions to Russia.
Among others, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer says he looks forward to working with Donald Trump. French President Emmanuel Macron says he's ready to work with President Trump with respect and ambition. That's the latest feature story news. Ollie Barrett reporting.
You are listening to something magical. You're listening to the Rated R Safety Show.
Do you have a claim and not sure where to turn? Coastal Claim Consultants are professionally licensed and bonded public insurance adjusters employed exclusively by you, the policyholder, to represent you after sustaining an insured loss. They assist policyholders in all aspects of processing the claim, working closely with the insured to provide the most equitable and timely settlement possible. They will provide you with comprehensive service, anything from inspecting the loss site, analyzing damages, compiling claim support data, reviewing applicable coverages, assessing replacement costs of damages, and negotiating your settlement. The adjusters at Coastal Claim Consultants will evaluate your claim for no upfront cost whatsoever. Coastal Claim Consultants' fee is based on contingency contracts and are paid when the insurance company sends you a check and it's in your possession. Coastal Claim Consultants are licensed to assist you in the following states: Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, and South Carolina. For more information, go to coastal-cc.com. That's coastal-cc.com. For more information, lighting the way to recovery. Coastal Claim Consultants.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. but Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Safety never sounded so terrible. Rated R Safety Show.
Hey, are you tired of hanging around and talking about safety in a boring kind of format? Well, I got something for you. If you haven't hung out with us yet at safetyfm.com, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Yeah, if you come out to Safety FM, you can come hang out with all kinds of safety professionals. Some are safety professionals, some are just people that are talking about safety. But we want to do it in a format that makes it fun and entertaining. If you're kind of trying to figure out what the FM portion is, well, we're a radio station and also a podcast network. You can come out, hang out, and listen to my show, The Jay Allen Show. You can listen to Todd Conklin with the pre-accident investigation, Blaine J. Hoffman with the Safety Pro, the Hop Nerd, Sam Goodman, just to name a few on what can be found on the station. Different things for different people, trying to bring safety in an entertaining form. SafetyFM.com. Go to the website, download the app, and carry it with you all day long. SafetyFM.com. We'll be waiting for you.
You are listening to something magical. You're listening to the Rated R Safety Show.
Yeah, I'll stick with the not as well. I don't believe that you are listening to something magical. You are definitely listening to something, but magic is probably not part of the equation, but that's okay. So let's talk real quick. Let's get into the shit list of what people are going to be talking about today at work, household, water cooler, the fun stuff that you get to do while you're at the workplace, that stuff. So America has been unburdened by what has been. As long as there's been no funny business or no mysterious ballot drop or no spooky foreign actors pulling strings, Donald Trump will be the 47th president of the United States. Shortly after midnight, networks and news organizations began calling Pennsylvania for Trump, putting him in spitting distance of 270 electoral college votes needed to win for the presidential race. Just before midnight, Harris Walz's campaign co-chair Cedric Richmond addressed the crowd gathered at the Howard University, informing them that the Democratic candidate would not be speaking and address the nation sometime this morning. The announcement followed multiple media reports suggesting that Harris' campaign has stopped communicating with the media earlier in the night. That's all we have as of 1 a.m. So there you go. There's going to be some interesting stuff going on. I will tell you, I got to hang out and I was watching, some different stuff going on some different networks. And, I watched some Fox stuff. I watched some MSNBC, some CBS, some ABC, News Nation. I even watched Brian Williams on Amazon Prime. And I have to tell you, out of all of them, just in regards to the set, not information, the set that Brian Williams had on Amazon Prime, holy monkeys. That thing, if that did not come out of the Truman Show, I don't know what the hell would. That thing was, number one, gorgeous, and the set was gigantic in regards to what was going on. I was mesmerized, I think, mostly about the set. but that's neither here nor there. So just to be clear, based on reporting alone, and I'm just giving you information, 270 was not hit as of last night. Harris did not concede the election as we speak, as the time that we're doing this, and it's still relatively early on Wednesday. And Trump did kind of I want to say an acceptance speech, but I was kind of confused by it because when he was in front of the prompter, kind of on point, and then he kind of went some other places with some stuff about Elon and the rocket and putting somebody on hold and all that kind of fun stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. So there you go. We'll talk a little bit more about all that stuff in just a few. So don't worry. We're not going to get away from this. You're not going to get away from politics today. So don't worry about that. But we'll talk about that a little bit more because there were still some other things that were going on inside of the multiverse. But take a listen to this. Elon Musk's real estate spending spree continues. Last week, the New York Times reported the billionaire was assembling a compound for his kids, and there are at least 3 mothers to live together. Now, people reports of Musk and artist Grimes, who have had 3 kids together, are house hunting in Bel Air, California. But the property, too, would be able to accommodate his 9 other kids and their 2 respective mothers. Musk and Grimes are no longer romantically involved. This is according to People magazine. So I don't know. Some interesting stuff. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to make a reference to this. A lot of people are going to be happy today, and a lot of people are going to be upset. Duh. With what's going on with the election stuff. And listen, we'll talk about it. I mean, it's not like it's over. It's not like it's over in regards to talking about this, because this is going to be ongoing for days. Keep in mind that Biden is still the president until we get into January. And if everything continues as it goes, Trump will take office right around that time. And what is it that we have until? I think January the 6th, until, it is a certified election. So we'll see all that fun stuff as we are talking. We'll get into some more politics. This is why I'm kind of glad we're out of it. And I'm kind of glad, that we're at the tail end. And I know we still got a few days to talk. What is it, 78 days or something along those lines? But we'll get into that as we're talking as well. So take a listen to this. Tuition for McCourt School of Public Policy at Georgetown University costs more than $61,000 a year for a full course load. Fewer than a third of applicants are admitted, and the school graduates end up in some of other higher level of government and policy making. So today, the school is offering a self-care suite. While students can play with Legos, snack on milk and cookies and coloring books, and help escape from the election stress. Worth asking, as is too much to ask for future political leaders to learn to cope with stress without initial infantizing them. I'm just saying. That's some stuff to think about. This is all coming from the free press, just for information purposes. But it gets weird. It gets weird on how do you handle stress? I mean, I have other techniques for stress issues. I mean, I don't know what you do. Self-woodness is supposed to be a big thing. Duh. So let's think about that stuff as we are talking. Anyways, if you recently ordered a new Amazon Color Screen Kindle e-reader, it might be a while before you get it. At least before you get the tech toy. The company announced delaying all shipments by at least a week after multiple customers reported a serious display glitch, including a yellowish bar at the bottom. The tablet dark mode, making the screen easier to read, and low light condition is also not working in many cases. The delay can take at least about a week to fix. This is according to Verge and Android Central in regards to the information of what is going on. So there you go. Some information for us to discuss. No doubt about that. Also, listen to this. Scientists believe that the wild animals could be getting drunk on fermented tree fruit. Let's say that again. Scientists believe that animals could be getting drunk on fermented tree fruit. Yeah, I did say that. So according to a new study published by the Journal of Trends in Ecology and Evolution, jungle fruit can contain up to 10.2% alcohol by volume. By comparison, wine averages 11.6%. Further research on the topic could determine whether the animals intentionally seek out the ethanol with an understanding of its potential boozy side effects. This is according to the New York Post. So there you go. What do you think? Are you going to go down into the jungle and start looking for fruit? I mean, come on. You know how it goes around here. You know how it is.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, Home Depot co-founder Bernard Marcus has died. He passed away on Tuesday. No cause of death was shared. In addition to being a successful businessman, Marcus was also a Republican mega donor. Okay, hold on. Mega donor.
Mega donor.
Mega donor. He was 95 at the time of his passing, so there you go. Also, the Dow gained about 427 points to close at 42,221 on Tuesday. The S&P increased by 70 points to close at to close at 5,782, and the Nasdaq increased by 259 points to close at 18,439. West Texas Intermediate closed at $72 a barrel, and Brent crude was at $75 a barrel. The national average price of a gallon of gas was $3.10 on Tuesday, and Bitcoin surge all-time high on late Tuesday, exceeding, are you ready for this? $74,500. Yeah, that's a number. That's a number and a half to share, no doubt about that. And there was more than 1,930 flights delayed within, into, and out of the United States on Tuesday, with about 150 such cancellations. Tonight's Powerball drawing will be for a $75 million jackpot or a $35.4 million cash payout. So if you want to play the game, you still have the opportunity to do so. So keep that in mind as we are talking. Let's talk about this real quick, because some people are going to care about this, and I will share it with you because you might care. Doesn't necessarily mean that I care, but I will share it. Taylor Swift's brother, Austin Swift, saved a fan from getting the boot at his sister's Era Tour in Indianapolis over the weekend. The TikTok video shows Austin calling off security guards who had an issue with the fan's outfit of choice. Travis Kelce jersey, football gloves, and a helmet. Hey, let's not put our hands on people, he told the employee before apologizing to the fan and complimenting her attire. Austin, who also gave the fan and her friends a guitar pick. This is according to TikTok. By the way, the Eras Tour is run in the U.S. It's officially over. Things wrap up completely in December. Hold on. Hold on. So they gave the person crap because she was wearing, was it the helmet? I mean, I'm kind of confused there. A Travis Kelce jersey, football gloves, and a helmet. I mean, I can understand where the helmet might be too much. Weapons, that kind of fun stuff in regards of what is going on. The typical in regards of what we are talking about. So there you go. Okay, take a listen to this. Actress Anna Taylor-Joy and her husband, musician Malcolm McRae, were victims of terrifying victims of a terrifying break-in at a London mansion that they were staying in last year. According to a newly released report, the incident, the two were staying at a residence of the fellow celebrity when the group of mass burglars broke in and prompting the couple to hide in the closet. A 42-year-old man was recently arrested and charged with the burglary, while his accomplices remain at large. The delay in reporting was due to the restrictions placed on the police report by the Wood Green Crown Court in North London. The restriction was recently lifted. This is according to The Sun. Think about how freaky that is. All of a sudden, you're renting a mega mansion, and all of a sudden, something along those lines occurs. Yeah, you're not going to be ready for doing much of anything after that. That's something to talk about, no doubt about that. So, you want to get some weird? Let's get into some news of the weird. Seriously. Because we talked about some weird stuff at the very top of the hour, and I think that this is going to continue some of the other stuff that we're going to talk about. So here you go. After sharing her belief that Britney Spears is a clone, reality star Kristen Cavallari revealed that the pop princess reached out to her. Britney sent me a text. She shared on her Let's Be Honest podcast this week. After texting back and forth for a bit, Cavallari says that she suggested a meetup. The Spears left her on read. She just never effing responded. She explained, now I do think that you're an effing clone. I don't think it's you. I don't want to hang out. So there you go. Calvary believes that Yi is also a clone. Is this really what you want to be known for? Like you thinking that other people are clones? I mean, that's kind of a weird thing to sit around and talk about. How about a virtual simulation? Could we go with that instead, opposed to thinking that you're a clone? Because, I mean, I don't know. I think that's a little bit more interesting concept. No, but all joking aside there, how do you come to this conclusion? And you go around telling people that you believe that somebody's a clone? Because that's going to be a weird one to overcome when you're talking to people and going, hey, yeah, I think they're a clone. I think that that's what's going on. So I don't know. Just some stuff to think about. No doubt about that. Okay, Rihanna's next venture is for the kids. According to Radar Online, Riri has filed for trademarks to create her own Fenty kid lines, which includes clothes, accessories, reusable cloth diapers, and let these kids be cool. These kids deserve to be cool, an insider told the outlet of the plan. So there you go. There you go. I don't know. That's an interesting one. No doubt about that. Let's talk about this real quick. Jennifer Lopez is still living at the Beverly Hills mansion that she shared with Ben Affleck, and fans pointed out that after she posted some photos posing on the heavily decorated front porch, Affleck, meanwhile, moved out of the place back in May, well ahead of their August divorce filing. This is according to In Touch magazine. Let's talk about this one real quick as well. Ryan Reynolds is working on a non-Marvel flick that will have him once again working alongside Hugh Jackman. I'm spending the year writing, he shared. He shared with the Variety Award Circuit podcast this week, saying that while he has no details to reveal, Reynolds called his plans fresh and unexpected. Most recently, Reynolds and Jackman starred in the box office hit known as Deadpool and Wolverine. This is according to Variety Report. Now, let me tell you this way. If you make a movie together, and let's see. If you make a movie together that's worth $1 billion, I think that you're going to move kind of fast in regards of doing stuff. I mean, in regards of doing something else, if you don't want to do a sequel, in regards of something, in regards of not doing a sequel to Wolverine. If you're doing it in regards of, hey, let's make a totally different movie, that might be a good plan for you. So there you go. Anyway, it's 32 minutes past top of the hour. I think it's time to do that thing that we do that we call the main story.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
So let's talk. Let's talk about some stuff, because here is an interesting time. This is going to be an interesting time in life regardless of what's going on. So we talked earlier about some politics stuff, in case you did not hear. So let's go through some of it, because that's what I need to do. I'm going to pull this up on my phone. That way I can have the information in front of me. Let's take a look at what is going on. So there is some information that is happening right now as we speak, and here's what I have as the latest and greatest. So as I'm pulling up this report right now, it looks like Trump has 277 electoral votes to Kamala Harris's 224. So that's what it looks like. So just so you know. So it looks like it wasn't like we didn't know that it wasn't a done deal, but it's a done deal now. So here's the thing to talk about, because I want to share this with you. With that being said, today, like I told you yesterday, about 40% of the country is not happy. Maybe 50% of the country. I don't know. Maybe, let's say 40%, just to give some numbers. Some people are happy. Let's say, for instance, other 40% are not happy. 20% just don't give a shit in regards to what's going on. Here's the thing. Regardless of where you stand, the first thing that was the most important thing to do was actually going out and voting. That was the most important part. I don't know if your candidate won, the person that you wanted to see won or not, because that's not for me to know. That's for you to choose to share with someone if you don't want to or if you do want to. But here's how I look at this stuff. It's always an interesting time, regardless, because you're able to do your civil duty. But also at the same time, there's a lot of questions that have come up. It is, what exactly are people looking for? And I think some questions were answered last night in regards of that. Now, you can be excited if your candidate won. You can be sad if your candidate lost. You can be somewhere in between on, let's say, for instance, some amendment or some action didn't occur in the state that you wanted to occur. But that's the thing about politics. Things will change. Things will go forward. Things will move backwards. It'll move around and all that. But guess what? What's going on in the White House can have some impact on what's going on inside of your house. But what's going on in your house has the biggest impact inside of your whole world. It really does. So I look at it from this point. If you're happy with what's going on today, I'm happy for you. If you are sad with what's going on for you, I feel your pain. From being one of those people that have voted in the past, and sometimes my candidate has won, sometimes my candidate has lost, depending on where I'm standing. And the interesting part is, you have to understand that people are looking for change. People are looking for something that they can look at and go, this is going to be a better place after X occurs. You can determine what X is. But also at the same time here, as we're talking about this, be compassionate to those people today that might not be happy on who won. If other people are happy on who won, be happy with them. At the end of the day, we are all Americans in some way, shape, or form, doing our civil duty in regards of what happened here yesterday. And I look at it from the standpoint as follows. We will be better as people if we learn to listen to even with the side of stuff that we don't agree with. It is easy to go around people that agree with your point of view, but it's always more difficult to be around more people that don't agree with what you have to say. And if you disagree with what someone has to say, be open-minded enough to allow them to discuss with you what their point of view is. Maybe that is the world that we need to look forward to going forward.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
Hey there, Jay Allen here with Safety FM, where we just don't talk about safety, we live it. And when it comes to safeguarding your future, there's no better partner than Acorns. This part of the show has been brought to you by Acorns and a powerful tool that makes saving and investing easier than ever. We all know that investing can feel overwhelming, especially with busy lives and no time to dive into the nitty-gritty of financial markets, but Acorns changes the game. With Acorns, you don't need to be a financial expert or have a hefty sum of money to get started. In fact, Acorns lets you begin with just spare change. All about those small steps, small investments today that can build into something much bigger over time. Acorns recommends that the expert build portfolio designed to fit financial goals. Then it does the heavy lifting for you by automatically investing your money. It's like having a financial advisor in your pocket working around the clock to help your money grow. So why wait? Head over to acorns.com/safetyfm or download the Acorns app and take that first step towards securing your future today. Remember, in the world of safety and investing, small actions today can lead to mighty outcomes tomorrow. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides an incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisors. View important disclosures at acorn.com/safetyfm. At Safety FM, we're all about making smart decisions on the job and in life. So take control of your financial future. This is Jay Allen reminding you to stay safe, stay smart, and invest in your tomorrow.
Listen, I at your own risk. Rated R Safety Show.
If you're anything like me, you have certain tendencies to put things off, such as filing taxes, seeing the doctor, working on that home improvement project that you're supposed to be doing, but you just haven't gotten to it. And while most of the times it works out, the one thing in life that you really cannot afford to wait on is setting up term coverage life insurance. You've probably seen life insurance commercials on TV and thought, yeah, I'll look into it later. Well, the answer is no. This isn't something that you can wait for. Choose life insurance through Ladder today. Ladder is 100% digital, no doctors, no needles, no paperwork. When you apply for $3 million in coverage or less, just answer a few questions about your health in an application. Ladder's customers rate them 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, and they've made Forbes' best life insurance in 2021's list. You just need a few minutes and a phone or a laptop to apply. Ladder's smart algorithm works in real time, so you'll find out if you're instantly approved. No hidden fees, cancel anytime, get full refund if you change your mind in the first 30 days. Ladder policies are issued by insurers with long proven histories of paying claims. They're rated A and A+ by AM Best. Finally, since life insurance costs more as you age, now is the time to cross it off your list. So go to ladder.com/safetyfm today to see if you're instantly approved. That's LADDER life.com/safetyfm. Ladderlife.com/safetyfm.
Rated R Safety Show. Sarcastic? Never.
I know you all want to hit your revenue targets and get the launch done. Well, making sure that your team knows what to do and how to do it is a huge part of it. So I'm sure that you all do different kinds of training, and I'm willing to bet that you probably use PowerPoint, Zoom, etc. I also bet that when you get someone droning on about a topic using these tools, you probably zone out. And your team does too. I mean, it is a reality of what happens. That's why I strongly recommend a tool called Articulate 360. That makes it so easy to whip together interactive, really beautiful e-learnings that really engages people and gets info across. You can create short-form micro-learning, super interactive courses, and really whatever you need when you're in their site. Then with a couple of clicks, you can send it out and check on it and see the progress of your team. Your team can also check back on the training anytime they want in a super simple portal. Literally everyone uses Articulate. Over 120,000 companies and all 100 Fortune 100 companies. Check it out at articulate.com/360 to start a free trial. That's articulate.com/360 to start your free trial. And don't forget to tell them that I was the one that sent you there.
We are now video streaming the Rated R Safety Show. I don't know why our host has a face for radio. Rated R Safety Show.
Let's start using cutting-edge warp speed 5G technology with your cell phone. Let me tell you about my friends at mobilemobile.io. They have an ultra-fast 4G LTE and 5G network that covers 99% of Americans. So they've got you covered everywhere. Think about it for a moment. You have the opportunity to take a test drive for 10 days with unlimited talk, text, and premium data. What is premium data? Premium data is an allotment of a cellular data that you receive from a higher priority on the network. You won't get throttled like you will with some of those, non-brand service providers. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to mobilemobile.io. That's mobilemobile.io to start your 10-day free trial.
Hello. It's my kind of music.
I get the best mix of my favorite music. All on one radio station.
Another wild ride is around the corner on Radio Big.
Okay, here we are. Rated R Safety Show. 45 minutes past the top of the hour. Hope you were enjoying this lovely Whip 'em Out Wednesday, and thank you for all the people that have been sending their videos and pictures this general direction. Always makes it an interesting time. This right here is Manchester. That's the name of the song. It's by a band called South Alchemy. Yeah, South Alchemy. Songs readily available on Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Music, in case if you're looking for it. Would like to thank South Alchemy for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. No doubty-outy about that one. That's for sure. Okay. So it is time to get back into the move and the groove of the things that are going on. We would also like to thank South Alchemy for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. So let's go ahead and slow this down a little bit as we are talking. So let me tell you about the most important thing that I will ever tell you in my lifetime. And no, it's not about the election. It's about my friends at To Write Love on Our Arms. No matter what you are facing, you deserve to be connected to help. And the people at To Write Love on Your Arms wants you to know that people have been where you are now and things can get better. Healing is possible. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to TWLOHA.com. That's TWLOHA.com and click on the section that says Find Help. Once you get there, there'll be a plethora of information related to addiction, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, self-injury, suicide, trauma, grief support, just to name a few. Go to TWLOHA.com and click on the section that says Find Help. I'm going to tell you, the website can change your life just based on the information that is there. So there you go. Anyways, let's talk about some things that are going on inside of the world here. If one of you or your partners is a hot sleeper or is the one who is always cold, then you know what it is like trying to keep both of you comfortable in the bed overnight. But sleep experts say the solution could be a simple one. Try the Scandinavian sleep method. What now? Yeah, let me tell you. Let me explain to you what exactly it is. The Scandinavian sleep method involves couples sleeping with separate duvets, one for each of them. James Wilson, who calls himself a sleep geek, explained that women are more sensitive to heat when sleeping, as the week before their menstruation coincides with a spike in their core temperature. And while the experts peg the ideal sleeping temp to be somewhere between 63 and 68 degree range, and that's Fahrenheit just in case, it all comes down to the individual. And that's why Wilson said separate duvets not only give better temperature for sleep, but also stop you from fighting over the duvet. A win-win, by the way. A survey found that 36% of those partners appreciated when there isn't at home because they don't have to share the bed. The other 64%, they were just afraid to admit it. And those people, my friends, don't have cats or bulldogs or kids for that matter. So there you go. What do you think? I think it's interesting. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you my perspective right away about this. I don't really know if I want to be sleeping in a bed with someone and have a separate duvet. You know? Because now you have something blocking between you and the person you're sleeping next to. I'm just saying.
Safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
I know, interesting times. Things can get weird as we start talking around here, no doubt about that. So let's do this. I don't know where you're at today. I mean, I don't know how you're feeling. I'm just telling you in general. I think that it's always good for us to talk regardless of what's going on inside of the Lifeline. So let's do this real quick. I want to bring some John Smalls in. Let him tell us about what the hell's going on with the Motivation Minute, because he always brings joy to my life. So let's go ahead and do that right now.
The Motivation Minute, brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com.
The Motivation Minute.
Today's quote was submitted by Jennifer. David McCullough said, "I think the public library system is one of the most amazing American institutions. Free for everybody. If you ever get the blues about the status of American culture, there are still more public libraries than there are McDonald's. During the worst depression, not one public library closed their doors." I love this. Now, I'm sad to admit this, but it's been over a decade since I have been to a library. My wife has a library card right now. She stops a few times a month to swap out books. I should probably go along one of these days. I remember reading 2 or 3 books a month. That's before I got a smartphone. Now the time I used to spend reading something that expanded my mind is used to scroll endlessly.
The Motivation Minute.
Today's Motivation Minute, courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Hello, I'm Richard Exley with your 1-minute devotion. God has a long history of using the insignificant to accomplish the impossible. He used a woman delivered of 7 demons as the first missionary of the resurrection. He used unknown and uneducated men as the heralds of the gospel. He used a former blasphemer and persecutor of the church to write much of the New Testament. And he can use you. Are you ordinary? Are you unknown? Are you insignificant? If you are, you're just the kind of person God is looking for. Acts 4 says, "And when they saw the courage of Peter and John and realized they were unschooled and ordinary men, they were astonished." Lord, help us to trust only in your anointing. Amen. If these devotions are a blessing and an encouragement to you, you can subscribe at oneminutedevotion.com.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Donald Trump has won the US election after delivering a stunning blow to Kamala Harris and derailing her efforts to reach the White House. The US networks have called the race, so he will become America's 47th president.
Frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country, and maybe beyond.
His opponent, Kamala Harris, didn't speak to supporters as the results came in and indicated her defeat. Simon Marks reports from Washington.
This may be an even more seismic moment in American politics than Donald Trump's original victory over Hillary Clinton in 2016. As the night began, the strength of his vote was demonstrated in a raft of southern Sunbelt states. But then it became clear that the vice president's path to secure the keys to the White House was evaporating in front of her eyes. Her supporters gathered at Howard University here in Washington were told to go home. Donald Trump, addressing jubilant supporters in West Palm Beach, pledged to heal the country. He spoke of creating a new golden age for America. He already knows that he will be governing alongside a Republican-led Senate. He now waits to see whether his party might also retain control of the House of Representatives. If it does, the party will have total control here of the presidency and Congress, with a 6-3 majority on the Supreme Court and the power to change America for generations. Among supporters, Trump singled out Elon Musk, tipped for a role in the new government, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the environmentalist and vaccine skeptic who abandoned his third-party quest for the Oval Office and endorsed Trump back in August. The result will lead to recriminations and a bloodbath within the Democratic Party over why Joe Biden did not abandon his re-election bid earlier and give a younger generation of party members a chance to compete with one another for the party's presidential nomination. But it's too late for all that now. The path is set for Donald Trump to walk back into the Oval Office on January the 20th and take America down a deeply unpredictable, possibly authoritarian path.
Former Chief Executive of the Democratic National Committee, Amy Dacey, says Kamala Harris didn't have long to appeal to voters.
I think 100 days is a really hard amount of time to solidify, your bio with people, to get people to know, who you are, then also create that vision for the future that, separates yourself from the administration that you're currently in. So it was a hard road to go. I think they ran an incredible campaign. I think they used the resources they had. Time might have been, their enemy in some of this. It certainly was hard to get to as many people to, convince them moving forward. But there was just challenges.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Prepare yourself.
We are now being distributed on iHeartRadio. Listen on iHeartRadio app. Radio Big.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Currently 55 minutes past the top of the hour. Let's talk about some things that happened back on this date. Back in 1995, owner of the Cleveland Brown, Art Modell, announces the plan to move the team to Baltimore. Legal actions by the city of Cleveland, as well the Brown season ticket holders, persuaded the NFL to keep the franchise in Cleveland. Art was permitted to move the organization to Baltimore, establishing the Baltimore Ravens, leaving the Browns name in Cleveland and odorless. After the move, no one purchased the Browns franchise, so the NFL deactivated the team. They were reactivated in the time for the 1999 season after being purchased by the new owner of the year prior for $530 million. Now, keep that in mind, that the Cleveland Browns that exist today are an expansion team. Yep, that's how that works. So just keep that in mind. Let's talk about some birthdays that are going on today. Hero Phineas turns 27. Emma Stone turns 36. Lamar Odom turns 45. Sal Vulcano turns 48. Ethan Hawke turns 54. Kelly Rutherford turns 56. Sally Field 78. And that is your birthdays for today. If you're looking at some days of the year to celebrate, well, let's talk about this. It's National Stress Awareness Day. Well, funny how that works after the day after the election. Eating Healthy Day. National Ladies Learning Code Day. National Saxophone Day. National Basketball Day. National Advent Calendar Day. And last but not least, and definitely the best, National Nachos Day. Yeah, National Nachos Day. How could you not enjoy that one? That's for sure. Keep that in mind as we are talking. Anyways, let's talk about some other stuff relatively quick here, because we need to do that, because, we're about to get you the hell out of here. So if you need a random joke for today, and I think that we might all need a joke, one way, shape, or form. I mean, it was a stressful season, no doubt about that. Few women admit their age, few men act it. Think about that. If you need a question for the water cooler, try this. A survey found that over half of us haven't done this in 3 years. What is it? Listen to a voicemail message. I wish I could do that, but shit, I listen to them all the time. If you need a phone starter for today, try this. When you having a bad day, what's your go-to method of making yourself feel better? I have some stuff, but I'm sure I'm not supposed to talk about it here. That's kind of how that goes. But I'm sure you have your own thing as well, because that's kind of how that goes.
Duh.
So there you go. That's what we're talking about today. So that's going to sum up our time together. At the top of the hour, I will be going over to radiobig.fm. I will be hanging out there for the next couple hours or so and doing the things that I get to do over there, talking about the world of music and entertainment. If you want to come with me over there, radiobig.fm. If you don't, that's fine. You can hang out with the likes of Sheldon Primus as he talks about the world of safety consulting. Yeah, the world of safety consulting on Safety FM. That's what he'll talk about. So there you go. Keep the love, my friend. Keep the love. Keep the love. Keep the love. So with that being said, that's it. Thank you for always being the best part of Safety FM and Radio Big, and that is the listener, because without you, it makes no sense to do what we do around here. If I can leave you with a deep thought for today, I would love to leave you with this one. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. Yeah, that's what I want you to think about today. Anyways, thank you for taking a listen. I know who you are.
Duh.
You know who I am. Love you, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.